Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Sanford Khan here, economic business author and speaker. The title of this presentation is Why is Dating Very Frustrating for Men and Women, for both sexes? I was going to make this into a YouTube video short, but there's no way I could compress this information in a video that's 60 seconds or less. So, why is dating very frustrating for both men and women? There's two different styles of dating. This might give you an insight. They're not mutually exclusive, they do overlap, but there's two distinct styles of getting, I should say dating, getting to know somebody. Well, that's dating in a way, you're getting to know somebody. The first one is trying to make a big impression on the person. Trying to make a big impression. Both men and women do this. I think men probably do it more than women. The second one is trying to get to know the person better. They do overlap a little. They're not they're not mutually exclusive, but they are two different styles of dating or getting to know the person that you may be interested or may not be interested in. In the first one, trying to make a big impression, you try to know the person by your accomplishments, places you've traveled to, degrees you have, maybe your work you do, whatever. Actually, if you think about it, that really has nothing to do too much with getting to know somebody and the relationship, but you try to know them. A perfect example of this, a real life example, is a lady I met a long, long time ago on a camping trip up in the local mountains here, east of LA. She was no youngster. She was definitely in her mid 30s to late 30s. And she was recently divorced, and she was telling me she got divorced from a guy who was the life of the party, swept her off her feet, wined and dined her, and she just fell for him. She had stars in her eyes, just fell for him. I'm talking about impressing her. He really impressed her. Then they got married, and she was in a rush to get a divorce because then she saw what his personality was like. He was a stone drunk alcoholic. And I asked her, well, couldn't you see this when you were going out? And her reply was, he knew how to cover it up, and good alcoholics know how to cover it up. He also couldn't handle money. Couldn't handle money. He was spending her money, their money, because it's community property, into oblivion. She was going broke. I had a rush to get divorced. Plus, he was verbally abusive to me. He wasn't that way when we're going out. So this is a case where the guy really made a great impression. But underneath, what's underneath? She didn't see what was underneath until they both said, I do, and then she was in a rush to get divorced. The second one, getting to know somebody, is really the preferred way. You can still make a good impression, but the whole goal is trying to get to know the other person better. And you do that by communicating, by talking. You also may have to, how should I say, stir the waters a little, create a little turbulence to bring out their true character, how they feel. You have to ask them questions, no emotional questions, how they feel, and see how their responses are, and see if you're compatible with this person. So if you can keep in mind that your goal, you have two goals, well, two different methods, is the impression, make a big impression on the person, therefore they probably will follow, say, yes, I want to go out with you, it's great, you're charming, you're cute and all that, but what's underneath? Sociopaths are very charming. They're very charming people on the surface, very charming, but underneath they're very vile and wicked. The second one, of course, is getting to know the other person by asking questions and getting to know their background, what they've done in their lives, how they feel about certain things, even if it makes you uncomfortable. I've spoken long enough. Obviously, this is not a short video, but I want to keep it less than 5 minutes. Appreciate it if you do me a favor and subscribe to this channel, and I shall see you again, hopefully with a video short. Thank you very much. Bye now.